Akarakiwa payasinya.
Okay, and that's a kitchen place. As you can see, in the bottom they placed some rocks, or maybe this material, the roots of the reeds, to avoid fire. But
Combustible, gas natural.
yeah, and as you can see, the same material is used for fuel.
Fires,
That is for free, right? They don't have to pay any money. And we are in dry season, and it is like this for some few days. Then it's going to be completely dried in 1 week, and it may look very flammable material, right? And it is, but we have an advantage. We are located at 12,500 feet altitude. At this altitude we have fewer oxygen, so fire needs oxygen. So if it starts fire here, it may extinguish around here. In this condition, there's no breeze, no wind, it's just gone here, might be gone. But if it starts by the wall of the house, it's difficult to control that fire. In the afternoons, at least, the breeze of the lake, or sometimes stronger winds, and in that case, impossible to control the fire. And so that's about the kitchen place. Nowadays as well, they get some propane gas, or they used to have in the past, I think, because from some few months ago, propane gas becoming very expensive, and they have to forget. Yeah, it seems. Okay.
Ukatarakiwa la familia.
Oh, that's it. Inhabitants.
Presidenta Naya.
That's her. Sis.
Akarakiwa chachaja secretario.
Her husband, the secretary.
She's so cute.
Akarakiwa taxi, chauyar saranya taki, kaunaro, escuelaro, ukamarakina marasinya taki, doctor manjana, taxi romántico.
You've heard. That's a very important mean of transportation, the reed boats, and they are designed to get into the swamps to harvest the reeds, because they are a little bit like a kayak, and get in to collect bird eggs, to hunt the ducks, like that. And some kids may go to school, but kids prefer some wooden boats and fancy boats to go to school. They have schools on the floating island, so they go from here like 5-10 minutes to the neighbor islands is located the school. And she says some boys and girls around 20 years old, they use them as a romantic boat, and the couples get lost in the swamps, and they leave 2 and they come back 3.
Akarakiwa Mercedes-Benz, humanakataki, passenger saranya manakataki, akachawski, Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes-Benz, because it's a fancy boat. This one is representing to this reed boat. Okay, I'm asking how much here, how many people hold? She says like 30 people, maybe 40 Japanese, she says. Okay, this big reed boats
40 Incans.
are not used by themselves much nowadays because they are considered slow boats. Before 1980s, they used a lot because the whole family here used to go on these reed boats. They used to get a lot of resources from these swamps, and they used to go to the markets to exchange products. They used to go with a lot of resources from here. They used to come back from the markets with a lot of potatoes, quinoa, maybe clothes, any items from the mainland. And nowadays the only marketplace for these people is Puno City. And in that case, in this market, there is no bartering or exchanging businesses like that. So everything they have to pay with money. In the beginning that was difficult, but little by little became normal. And to this market they go by wooden boats, and some of them have small engines, they go very fast, and these ones are not used much for themselves, but this is very representative of this culture. They consider to keep on building these ones. Even this material, like the roof of the houses, in general this material lasts 1 year only. So that means nearly every year they are building the new roof for the houses. And the reed boats a little bit, because in this case they are painted and may last a bit longer time. And they don't want to miss this part of their identity. The reed boats is the reason why this was the idea of one of these guys. Okay, we can keep on building, but to be useful we can offer an extra tour to our tour groups or visitors, and we can get some income for our families, and to build a new reed boat for next year, because they need some materials as well, and might be sustainable in the future. And is the reason why they have that part, and usually they offer this extra tour by reed boat from this floating island to the next floating island. They usually charge 10 soles per person, and so that's going to be, because we usually stop by 2 floating islands. This is the first one, and we're going to one second floating island, which is a little bit different to this one. And ways to get to the second island is by our boat or that boat. I mean, that is optional, okay? But that's going to be later, maybe in the next 20-30 minutes, okay? And keep on our sharing of information around here.
Pinchasnik, isla kalatuteta ugat na nakasigut kasi sa angkla na kampi. Angkla. Han angkla pirik tuka ora sa stibuli.